And now, Brandon Thiccc Boy Schaub.
Good morning, kids. It is Monday morning, March 18th, 9 a.m. on the dot. I see a birthday boy over there. It's Casey's birthday.
Birthday boy right over there. It's your
Birthday. Pisces on Pisces. We're a Pisces sandwich. Did you do anything for your B-Day?
Yeah.
I mean, it's today, but usually celebrate over the weekend because Mondays are awkward.
Yeah, my brother Shane flew in from New York. My voice is a little bit jacked up, huh?
You up late?
Yeah, up
yelling,
late,
drinking,
boozing. We played golf Saturday and Sunday, and I think we're gonna play a little bit later today.
Oh, damn, that's nice.
Yeah.
A lot of golf for you. Mm-hmm. Just the one brother came out?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
They threw me a surprise birthday party on Friday because I had to leave my son's game a tad early. We were winning, so it didn't really matter. So I had to leave the game early. I thought it was just me and my girl. And I get there, and that stinker, my favorite restaurant here in the valley, the steakhouse, old school steakhouse. Callan was there. That's about it. No, it's Callan, Tripoli, Griffin. Who else was there? Jan surprised me. Yeah, Jan was there. And then some of my other friends. But it was great, man.
I knew about it.
You knew about it? Mm-hmm. And you didn't come?
I mean,
you're golfing?
I knew about it. I didn't get an official invite.
Really?
I knew about it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising. I just figured you didn't come.
Maybe next year.
You know you're getting older when you see a surprise birthday party, like, like you look at the guest list, you go, all right, well, oh, wow, okay, yeah, welcome to the party. It's like you're just getting older, man, It's just how it goes. It's a good time, though. I don't care too much about birthdays. Kiddos' birthdays, I go nutsos for. All I wanted was the birthday cards from the kiddos. I got that this morning. And then whenever my girl asks me what you want, I'm like, don't waste your money. Let me I need this car part. You don't know what it is. So let me just do it. And then you can say it's from you or just put a bow on it that I'll install it on the truck. So I got a carbon fiber hood for the new TRX, which we got the episode coming soon. Toontown's going to be dope. Drop the car off to Magnuson Supercharger this Thursday. It is a monster. It's a monster, but yeah, happy birthday, Case. Happy birthday to the Pisces out there. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday to the Pisces out there.
Both of y'all. Happy birthday.
Thanks, dude. Mm-hmm. How old are you, Case?
39.
Oh, haven't hit the 40.
Mm-hmm. What are you, 42, 41?
41. Nice try, dog. Right. Nice try. Damn, bro, you look 21. That's what people say. You're getting older. I was washing both my cars yesterday. Just took it out of me. My back sore, my legs, my shoulders I have that pressure wash on my shoulders. I just took it out, and I had baseball all damn day. I love it, but it was 10 a.m. I didn't get home to 9 o'clock at night because the kid, Bossy plays t-ball now too, so he's on a team, same league, and then Tiger plays in another league, travel ball, and also in the regular league. So it's just non-frickin' stop. They had picture day. So I'm there all day. Then Bossy had a game, so I'm there. And then Tiger had a game at night, St. Patty's Day special, under the lights, big boy game. And they played with the 10-year-olds. You don't realize how big 10-year-olds are compared to 8-year-olds to get on the field with them. These boys were big. They were big. It was just a long day. The pitcher throwing the tee was off. He had a good eye. Good eye. Kid was throwing heat. Had a good eye. Tee got walked 3 times. And then I was like, that's kind of a waste. I've been out all freaking day. The tee hasn't got anything to hit. And at third base, he made a play. Dude looked like Alex Rodriguez, minus the steroids. Dude, it made my night, made my birthday. The one play, it was a beeline, not straight to him, to the side. And he freaking ran over, dove, got up like a pro. And at 8, to be able to throw from third to first with that speed, not common. I know I sound like a super dad right now, but I'm telling y'all, it ain't common. But that made my day. I was so crunk. Made my birthday. Drove back, didn't care about anything. For dinner, we had the macaroni and cheese dinner. Now, it's different than Kraft macaroni. Kraft is the fancy box. The macaroni and cheese dinner, That means somebody bought it, probably off Amazon. It comes in a white and black box. It says macaroni and cheese dinner. It's the same thing. You boil the noodles and mix the cheese in, but it is not classy. That's what we had. Me and T split that. He went to bed about 9 o'clock. Woke up pretty grumpy, not going to lie to you. As far as fight news go, let's move on here. Let's get to the fight news. That's why you guys are here. With the fight news, you had a fight night over the weekend. Man, Tai Tuivasa, one of my favorite people. We've shared spit. We swapped spit. That's my boy. I love Tai Tuivasa. Chin, you were there.
Loogies. It's not spit. It was loogies.
Okay, it makes you sick. I was trying not to get sick this morning on my birthday. I thought I had a good chance against Tyson, and he's also lost 3 in a row. Right? Just
double
him
check.
losing, so he was
4.
Maybe that's 4. That's tough. He's going to be fine. God, look at so he lost. He's been on a losing streak before. He's only lost like the tip of the spear cats. That's the thing about him. He lost to Junior Dos Santos in 2018. That was a nasty JDS. So he lost 3 back in the day. 2018, 2019, he was on a 3-fight losing skid and then just went on a tear. Stefan Struve, dude you've never heard of, Greg Hardy, Saki, Derek Lewis was his biggest one. That's when I think he broke in the top 5, and then it got real for him. Then they went, oh, cool, now you're with the big boys, tip of the spear. Here's Cyril Gahn. That was a nightmare. It was a good fight, but nightmare. Then he got Pavlovich, absolute nightmare. Volkov, nightmare. And so they tried to dial it back a little bit with Tyson, and then he lost again. What he has going for him is he's a fan favorite. He's lovable. He's an Australian koala. He's just lovable. I think he's from New Zealand, but you know what I'm saying. He's just so lovable. His personality's through the roof.
No, you're right. Australia.
He's Australia. Cool. He's a giant koala. So he's from Australia, the nicest guy in the world, so entertaining. He doesn't really have boring fights. So if it was anybody else losing 4 in a row, oof, see ya. The UFC's not going to let a personality like this go. I don't think so. He's one of those guys that get the hall pass where I bet he could lose 6 in a row. The 6th one in the Tony Ferguson territory where it's like, bro, the BJ Penn, even though he's not a legend like those guys, he's still, he's fan favorite. So I bet he hits 2 more. But when you're on a 4-fight losing skid, that's tough, man. It's tough. It's also tough because with his skill set and his age, the wrestling ground game, that's just not going to be in his repertoire. It's just not. So he's very limited. So there's his birthday, he's a Pisces too, March 16th, 31. Pick him up. He's a Pisces, dude. But for Bam Bam, he's going to have the right matchups to get wins at this point in his career. And I don't think the UFC's giving him like some newbies where he's just going to starch them. So he's in a tough gray area where, remember he was ranked in the top 5, so he fought those guys. It didn't go his way in any facet. So between matchups where they were outside the top 5, 6 through 25, he can beat anybody with his style, but if the guy has grappling, he's kind of screwed. In 2024, if you don't have all your bases covered, you're going to get found out. You're never going to be champ. You're just not. Oh, what about Alex Pereira? Agree, sure. But his takedown defense, Izzy's takedown defense is world class. Ty's not. So if you're going to be a knockout artist, if you're going to be a Tank Abbott-ish type of cat, you better have great takedown defense to pull off and get people to stand and bang with you. Otherwise, these other cats, and Tyson is not some world-class wrestler, Nagomedov type of style. No, man. But he has he's more well-rounded, so you're gonna get found out. So he's good though. He's not gonna get cut. I'm not worried about him getting cut. It's just tough on him, man. Tough on him, Losing 4 in a row messes with your mental space. Other than that, good, solid fight night. I text Nick before the fight. Because OSP was like a plus 540 dog. I'm like, whoa, that's too much. And OSP was my boy back then. They trained together forever. He's a freak. I think he has the most fights at light heavyweight. 24, they said on the broadcast, which is nutsos. because he started when I started around that, because I remember he came around the team. Boy is cheeked up, dude. Cheeked up. Played linebacker at University of Tennessee. Maybe you've heard of them. Peyton Manning's alumni. The fight was good. They were so tired, though. They were so tired at the end there. That was probably the best fight. Brian Battle's fight, that was a bummer. Boy, he went hard in the paint, huh? He was pretty upset. Mershart got it done, of course, against our boy, but still. But yeah, nothing blow your hair back on that card. And this fight night here, was it Saturday? Rose coming back. That's a good main event. I'll
It's
take
at the
that.
Apex at 7 PS2.
Apex just Apex is like watching a preseason football game. You're just like, all right, if it's all I have, and I'll take it. Like when I'm jonesing for football, I'll watch all the preseason, especially if the Broncos drafted a rookie quarterback, I'll watch all those preseasons. Is it as good as the real thing? No, of course not. That's what the Apex is. As a business standpoint, people hate it. A lot of people hate it. Fighters hate it. A lot just won't say anything, but they hate it. Obviously, the media hates it. But from a business standpoint, the UFC, it's brilliant. They built their own thing. Their overhead's so low, and they're knocking out the fights for their ESPN obligations, so it makes sense. So I get it from that. I don't hate it as much as other people do in the space. At least we're getting fights. It was great during the pandemic, so I'm not going to be too harsh on that. Justin Toffa stepping in for his brother, huh? It's an interesting story because his brother stepped in for him.
Exactly.
And then he got starched, and then his brother stepped in for him against Carl Williams. Our boy Schaub, I still have hopes for Edmund. He's still a savage. He's putting it together. He just had so much hype on him early on. Okay, he lost his last one. So he's lost 3 out of his last 4. 4 out of his last 5. That's tough. God, he came on so hot, man. They got Brunson, Hermanson, Imavov. It's tough. He's young, though. Billy Quarantillo, one of my faves. Yeah, and I can blow your hair back, though, but I'll watch it. What am I doing Saturday? Baseball, but that'll be over. You think it's all fun and games when your son gets invited to play on a travel ball team, but it is a commitment for the parents. Get ready, guys. You guys don't have kids, and you're both over 40, so... Well, you're 39.
I'm 39.
But get ready, man. This baseball is no joke. It's the best thing I've ever done, but your weekends are shot. He's basically playing for the LA Dodgers with his schedule, but they don't get paid. It's insane. Insane. And some of the kids on the team who aren't very good, I want to look at them like, good for you, man. He's not going to play in a year from now or 2 years from now. And they have the same schedule as me. It's wild. Wild. Good for them. Good for them. The biggest news, I would say, last week, but we haven't talked about it on the Schaub Show. I talked a little bit about it on Golden Hour, which is hilarious. And I talked about it with Brian Callen firing the kid. You had the 2 big announcements of Jorge Masvidal, Gamebred's finest, Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz are fighting in a boxing match, pay-per-view, June 1st. So it's $79.99 standard. Early price, $49.99. Who's paying early? But I get it. Here's my thing. Tyson, Jake, not so much. But when it comes to Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal, let me pitch you guys on why this is important. The younger generation, the old heads are going to understand this, and you guys are going to vibe with this. The younger generation, the new media that's, the Nelk Boys and Ninas of the world, and the new generation of content creators for mixed martial arts for UFC, they don't understand how kind of screwed UFC fighters are. They don't know how the sausage is made. They don't get it. They didn't. They're just there for fun. They have fun questions. They do the thing. And it's great content. I'm not hating on it. But for the older heads and for the people that have been following the UFC, let's say you just jumped on the UFC bandwagon during Conor McGregor. You should still understand this. Even though Conor's set, he's not set because of his fighting. He's set because of his outside the octagon deals. Through his whiskey, through his fight with Floyd Mayweather, even though that's fighting, but still, you know what I'm saying? The UFC, he's not set in any facet because of the UFC. Pay. Now they gave him notoriety and the fame to allow him to do all that stuff. I'm just saying, as far as compensation, he can't just ride off into the sunset. He could if he's super frugal and did his thing, you know, but he's on yachts, on Lamborghinis and Gucci, so he has a high overhead. My point is even if you started with the Conor McGregor days, when you see Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal, JDS, Alan Belcher, Mike Perry fight, whatever it is, when a Woodley, Jake Paul fight, a Ben Askren, Jake Paul fight, Anderson Silva, Jake Paul fight, you got to realize whether you like the fight or not, you should be celebrating it, not hating on it, because this is a after effect. This is the butterfly effect that these guys have to make these choices when they're retired or they're longer in the tooth because they're not set financially. So what Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal are doing is a result of them not being set for being superstars in the UFC. So when you see a Nate Diaz, Jake Paul fight, no matter what the outcome, you should celebrate it. When you see a Jorge Masvidal, Nate Diaz fight, you should be celebrating it because these guys have figured out a lane, whether you like it or not, they figured out a lane where they can capitalize on the fame that they've had from the UFC and monetarily make money where they couldn't do that before. This was never an option. When I retired, this was not an option. I got into podcast and stand-up. There was no options. So now that there's this avenue for guys to make ungodly amounts of money, you should be supporting it. Now, I get it if financially it's tight, another pay-per-view, I get it. I think it's around the same time as UFC as well, that June 1st, that's a big one. So you just leave it here, Jen. But the point is you can't complain about fighter pay and then hate on these UFC fighters when they have to do other things to make money. These guys are beating the game because, just so you understand, Nate Diaz has his own fight promotion. I don't know what it's called.
Real Fight Inc.
Real Fighting. Yeah. Great.
Real Fight Inc.
Real Fight Inc. So that's his own promotion. So he's the Dana White of Real Fight Inc. That means he's getting the majority of the money. Jorge Masvidal has his own promotion, Game Bread. That means Jorge Masvidal is getting the majority of the money. Those two will split the majority of the money. And if you're new, you're not hardcore, when there's a UFC, when Nate Diaz fought Jorge Masvidal in the UFC, they got less than 10% of that gate. They got none of the gate. Forget about the gate. But they probably got 10% of what if that, when they fought each other in MMA for 5 rounds. So they're getting the lion's share. You should celebrate this. Even if, oh man, I'd rather them fight in MMA. I get it. Celebrate this. We want this. This is a byproduct of them not being set. They can't ride off into the sunset. It is what it is. That's the nature of the beast. This is the butterfly effect. So whenever I see this stuff, whether I like the matchup, and I like this matchup, I think it's a fantastic fight. Take my money. Nate Diaz, boxing, take my money. Jorge Masvidal, take my money. But those complain about this, you can't do both. Can't do both. That's like having an electric car and then thinking you're saving the environment and then also having an iPhone. It's insane. They contradict each other. It makes no freaking sense. They contradict each other. It makes no sense. So whether you love the fight or not, you should support it. Instead of hating on it, doing all this stuff, talking trash on it, talking trash on social media, because these guys are they're going to get the bag. These guys are going to make money. Francis Ngannou. This is my point last week. Francis Ngannou. No matter what happens, of course, social media is being mean to him with the Joshua fight. He's won, guys. He's won. Francis, top 2 heavyweights in the world at the time, had to borrow money from another fighter to make ends meet. That's what they're dealing with. So him getting the Fury fight, won. Support it. Him getting Anthony Joshua, support it. I don't care if he gets knocked, if he's in there for a whole 10 seconds, he gets knocked out by Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, he's won. Because remember, what he did in the UFC, as much as you guys love him, and very rarely do we see fighter pay complain about now in the media. That stuff is good. You have some of the old heads, Helwani talk about it, Luke Thomas will talk about it. Some of the older heads who've been around the game for a while, they know how the circus goes. But the new media wave, the Nelk boys, they assume everyone's set. They don't know. Ignorance is bliss. They have no clue. Nina, no clue. No, nor should they. That's not what they're not journalists. I'm not either, but I was the sausage. They used my sausage. They ate it up, dude. You know? So we should be any fighter that goes on to do anything outside the UFC. And remember, if they were compensated like the NFL, NBA, they wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't have to. Like NFL, there's NBA players who were superstars. Blake Griffin, superstar. Dunk contest. You seen him lately? Do you see him doing all this bullshit? Jumping on TV shows, doing all the time? No, because he made so much money. Went, check, please. I'm going to go buy a house in the Palisades and live my life. I made it. That's how it should be, but it's not. There's nothing we can do about it. So what we can do is support these guys because Nate Diaz and Jorge will make more money in this fight if we support it than they've made in their entire careers in the UFC. That's why all this stuff is good. Whenever you see a UFC fighter doing anything outside the UFC, support it. Support it. Otherwise, don't complain. Don't complain. Don't complain about Tyson Pedro when he retires and goes, I'm dead broke. I didn't get a job. What? Been in the UFC for 8 years. Yeah. That's how it goes. So don't complain when you see guys, and they have to do this. They have to do this. And it's a good fight. And it's at the Forum. I think the Forum seats over 12. That's a big boy. Big boy. Seats over 12, 14,000. I assume because Jorge Masvidal, massive name. Nate Diaz, as big as they get in California, that's for sure. Probably the most loyal, massive fan base in the United States. I bet they sell that out. The problem they have is they're going head to head with the UFC. And even though it's boxing, in order for them to make a lot of money, they have to have the UFC fans. They have to have the MMA fans buy this thing. Boxing heads aren't buying this. 2 MMA fighters, boxing, they put their nose up to this. They're too good for this sweet science. That's not the sweet science. Shut up. So they're not buying it. So you're basing this off the numbers that they're projecting, I'm sure, are based solely off the MMA crowd. The problem there is, look it up. What's June 1st, Chin? Is it a fight night or is it pay-per-view? June 1st is usually, summer's usually a big boy card. SummerSlam? UFC 302. Go to Wikipedia. Who's on that?
That's what's announced so far.
Okay, it's a horrific card right now. But listen, they're going to announce some big boys on there. It's horrific right now. So there's no jeopardy, but they're going to make that thing spicy. They're going to make it spicy. That's the problem they have. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to go head to head with the UFC. Because that's so UFC is $79.99. This is $79.99, unless you buy it early, but what kind of savage is going to do that? $160 weekend, So the whole point is support it, though. I don't care what the former fighter's doing. They're dancing, for money. They got to go fund, whatever it is, support them. Otherwise, don't complain about fight or pay. This fight's legit, though. Super legit. I'll take it. Support bare knuckle, game bred MMA. Masvidal's thing. He does that so he can make ends meet, and he's crushing it. Connor's Whiskey, support it. I think he still owns it. Dustin Poirier's bourbon, hot sauce, support it. All that stuff, man. Whatever those guys are doing.
Yeah. They've entertained us for so long. It's like, 100%.
Yeah. Sugar Sean, merch, crushing it. Support them. All these cats, whatever they're putting out, support it. The reason they have to do this is because they're not compensated from their employer. So that was the big announcement. Jorge and Nate Diaz take my money. And then you also had the announcement. They kind of overshadowed Nate and Jorge a little bit because you got two massive names, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Initial thoughts when you heard Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Casey, go.
Well, we were together when it broke. We were going to, where were we going?
We're at the Mint 400?
Yeah, we were on our way. And my initial reaction was like, the only way that it's a win for Jake Paul is if he loses. Because if he wins, then he knocked out the beloved Mike Tyson, and who's older, 57?
57.
So that's not a win. And then if it's a sparring match and it's really nothing, that's not a win. But if he loses, my point was like, the boxing heads have complained that Jake hasn't paid his dues to get to this point.
And you knock out the face of boxing for how many years?
But if you get knocked out by Mike Tyson, that's kind of a fast track to paying your dues a little bit.
That's if you care about the boxing fan base.
Right.
Which clearly he might, because him taking these like lower level fights of guys we don't know, that's him, even though he says he doesn't care, that's him wanting to get validation from the boxing fan base, which he's never going to get. And you're sure as hell not going to get it knocking out Mike Tyson. They're going to hate you even more. That's why I told him, I said, you think you have haters now? Knock out the beloved Mike Tyson at 57. Like let's say he starts cold cocked, out cold. The oxygen mask on Mike Tyson. Bro, the amount of visceral hate he's going to get, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Does not care. I think he has to go in there and knock him out. I'm with you. But as far as like Jake's career, you got to starch him. Starch him. Who else want it? Who cares? Who else want it?
I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying it's a win for Jake if he loses.
Yeah, I know you are.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it's not.
Okay.
'Cause it's a win for him if he wants the validation from the boxing community.
Right.
He's never going to get.
Right.
If he won 20 fights in a row from legit boxers and got knocked out by Canelo, still no validation. He's never going to get. He's searching for something. He's searching for Bigfoot, and it's not real. He's never getting validation from the boxing community. I don't know why he cares. Dude, fight what he's doing, fight the biggest names possible that are the easiest fights with your experience. Make the most money possible and ride off in the sunset, or go do a show over here, or sell this product over there. It's prize fighting. This is the biggest prize. The biggest prize. Netflix has 237 million subscribers. It's going to be free on there. It's going to be free on there. The Chris Rock special that they aired live is the most watched special ever. This is going to piss the boxing and some of the fight community off. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson will be the most watched fight ever. Because right now, what is it? Kimbo? Is Kimbo still number one? On Elite XC? The most watched fight live ever. I'm pretty sure it used to be Kimbo. Unless UFC broke that with their UFC on Fox stuff, I doubt it. That's fake. Most watched fight ever. Put live.
Let me just look at the numbers of Kimbo. What was it? Who do you fight? Not Shamrock, right?
No, remember Shamrock pulled out.
Seth Petrozelli, that one?
When he got knocked out, I think. Well, because right now you're on most watched. See, that stuff gets pay-per-view. So we're comparing a free fight to a pay-per-view, which isn't fair.
2.5.
Despite being widely panned by critics, the fight attracted probably 2.5 million viewing households, which is big, breaking the Bellator record of 2.4 set by Kimbo versus Shamrock.
.2 viewers on Spike. Well, that's just for the show, right? For your show?
Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Not a big chin. Come on. I know it's my birthday, dude. Don't. 5.2 people saw me. That's whatever, dude. It's
with his fight with Houston Alexander too.
Nah, I was the main event on that. Hey, dude, please. I was the main event over John Jones and Kimbo. Yeah. Whatever, dude. I'm a casual, remember?
That's insane. 5.2 mil.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. And boy, I saw every penny of that. I got paid $8,000. Go back for me. So 5.2. That's a TV
bigger,
show.
Yeah, that's huge though.
What was the biggest UFC fight ever?
Yeah.
2.4. They're gonna beat that, and that's pay-per-view, boy. That's big boy money.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not even gonna be close. And then Manny Pacquiao and Floyd was 4 million.
2.4, I think.
No, higher than that.
Let's see. No, I remember looking it up before. Let's see. Do I have my Tapology here? Oh, you're right. Yeah,
4.6.
4.6. Jeez.
And then Mayweather McGregor's 4.3. But the problem is it's pay-per-view. Now, Netflix still a paid subscription, but I'm watching it for Ozarks and shit. It's like I'll take it and it's free, but they're gonna destroy this. It's landslide, dude.
But how will we know? Doesn't Netflix, they don't disclose?
Yeah.
They'll let you know this one.
Oh, okay.
Guarantee it. Guarantee it. I would say a low estimate. They have 227 million subscribers. Low estimate, you'll get 10 million. They're gonna more than double the most watched fight ever. And it's Jake Paul, a Disney kid versus a 57-year-old man. Haters gonna hate. You guys are watching it for sure.
Without a doubt.
And it's free on Netflix.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing for, again, if you care about fighting, care about the fighters, it's a good thing. Hopefully they negotiate TV rights. They won't. But it gets the UFC into the Netflix space, which is where you want to be right now.
Yeah,
They want live sports, and UFC's contracts up at the end of the year. If this goes well, which is going to crush, they're going to go, okay, our fans actually watch fighting. Let's bring in the real big dogs, and the UFC's going to sign a massive deal just like the WWE did. Boom. Game, set, match. This is headed in the right direction. Even though how much you guys hate Jake Paul and you hate the thought of him cold cocking a 57-year-old Mike Tyson and knocking him out, in hindsight, it's as messed up as this to say, him starching Mike Tyson is actually better for the sport because it gets them in and it's going to go viral.
Of course, yeah.
Viral. And then Netflix is like, cool, yeah, we got the money. They have all the money. And they're going to pay for the UFC. That's what we want. And UFC on Netflix is going to be lit. I'll take it. I'll take that, and I will take March Madness. Oh, my God, March Mania is here. I'm not talking about my birthday and Casey's birthday. I'm talking about March Madness, baby. And DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps, I think the top-rated in my heart, is giving new customers a shot to turn $5 into $150 instantly in bonus bets with any college basketball bet. North Carolina listeners, don't forget, DraftKings Sportsbook is live in your state. UNC is pretty damn good. So go ahead and bet with UNC. North Carolina, you're up. You can play now. You're welcome to the party. Download. We can't play in California, though, right?
I don't think so yet.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Way to go, Newsom. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use code SCHAUBSHOW. New customers can bet $5 to get $150 instantly in bonus bets only at DraftKings Sportsbook with the code SCHAUBSHOW. The crown is yours. March Mania.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/bball for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Back to you.
Boom, 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 boom. I like it when booty goes. O'Reilly Auto Parts. And they're in the business of keeping your car or truck on the frickin' road. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and parts knowledge that you need for all your maintenance and repairs. They've got thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in store or online, so you never have to worry if you're in a jam. I was in a jam at a 20-year-old Ford Lightning, and they had all the parts that I needed in stock behind the cashier back there where they keep all the weird stuff. They had it for me. If they didn't, it arrived the next morning. That's how good O'Reilly is, and they're super knowledgeable. They were there to help me make sure I had the right parts for my exact truck, and this is a 20-year-old truck. Think what they can do with your new stuff. They got you covered. When you're a do-it-yourselfer and need a specialty tool to finish the job, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and ask about their loaner tool program. I had to do this to file down this part, and I don't need to forever. I just need to borrow it for that day, file down the part, return it. That's what I did with the freaking loaner tool program. Simply pay a refundable deposit, borrow the right tool, get the job done, then boom, you get your deposit back when it's returned. Job's done. Need your windshield wipers replaced, break a light fix, or a quick service to help you find the right part or point you to the nearest local repair shop so you get it done. Whether you're a car expert or an auto rookie, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are super knowledgeable. My guy, Carrie, was the best, okay? Helpful, best of all, super friendly. Professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself, and you can find what you need in-store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. Visit them at O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub, SCHAUB. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub. O'Reilly.
Alrighty. So Nate Diaz posted this, I think it was yesterday, March 17th. Yeah.
That'd be yesterday.
Yep. So it's about Conor. And
Okay.
so he's just saying this was me before Conor even got here. He's talking about obviously the UFC. They want you to die before you get out of these contracts. It's up to you to make something pop. No one gonna help you out, but free Conor. It's Patty's Day in this bitch.
It's because he wants to fight him outside
And then
the
this is
UFC,
what
so they
Conor-
make all the money.
Conor wrote.
So Conor put, I was hoping for a December date, then a January date, then it keeps getting pushed back, then I lose interest and stop training for a while. Not stop training, I'm always training, but stop full training and start drinking a little bit. So I'm going to go back, regroup, get full tested, get ready to rock. The date's going to come, then I'll be ready to rock. Something's going on there. I told you guys this a long time ago. He only has 2 fights left on his contract. They have the Netflix deal, so it seems like they're kind of just dangling the carrot in front of his face, this Irish horse's face, to get him across the finish line. Keep teasing the fight. Keep telling Netflix, look, we got Conor. He's the biggest draw of all time. Look, we got him. Give us money. Give us the TV deal. Here we go. Boom, get that. And then, then they'll negotiate with him. Something's going on there. Why you don't fight your biggest star? I don't know. Why he was on 300? I don't know. There's more to the story than this. But Nate's right. You got to force their hand. You have to. And they don't need, and I think more now than ever, they're willing to be like, all right, go do your thing. Like, I'm pretty sure Jorge and Nate had to get permission from the UFC to fight in boxing.
I think they're both still under contract.
So the UFC is like, yeah, we don't care about any of that stuff now.
This is Islam Makhachev saying that he'd want to book Dustin Poirier for a fight in June, even though Dustin doesn't deserve it, because everyone's kind of backed up already. Everyone's like fighting already, so. Even though, he doesn't deserve it, he believes, he still wants to fight him.
He deserves it with his whole body of work in his career. I don't know what Makhachev's talking about. He's been there a lot longer than he has. It's all predicated on what happens at UFC 300. If Justin Gaethje goes in there and storm mollywops Max Holloway, probably give it to him. But even though Gaethje beat Poirier, I think Poirier coming off that big win over St. Denis, I dig it. And he deserves it. Clearly at the tail end of his career. Again, we want this for these guys. We want this. I'll take it.
How do you see that going?
I think he has a better chance to win. He matches up stylistically better than most guys. He matches up better than Gaethje.
All right.
His jiu-jitsu is always dangerous. He jumps for those guillotines like a mother trucker.
Oh, Islam even said that too. He goes, I want to find out he has really good guillotines.
Yeah.
You kind of like touched on this before. So Francis Ngannou said that he's not done with boxing and he's not necessarily committing to the PFL MMA fight yet, but he said he would do both.
You ain't
still.
never seen that man fight the PFL. I keep telling you guys this, man. No, Wilder fight him or somebody else. He goes, right now, I don't know exactly what fight I will be looking for next. I know that I'm going to take some time to rest up, focus on myself. Then when I'm ready, I'll get back training. Therefore, we can start to discuss the fights. As of now, we just live life, because always remember, it doesn't matter what is your profession, there's always life. We have a life going on that will continue to go.
Yeah,
I'm not done boxing. I'm not done with MMA. Basically, right now, I have an opportunity now in PFL in Fiera. That will be my future opponent in PFL. Has to say that. But again, I basically have lots of fights in the future. I can still combine sports. I will still be back in action, not because I'm more comfortable in MMA, that I will let boxing go. I'm still to do both.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems to be leaning towards what you said earlier about him just making a ton of money.
Prize
in boxing.
fighting. There's no prize fighting this monster in Fiera. You seen that guy? It's a
He's
monster.
giant, yeah. I'm sure you heard about this by now.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Coleman saving his parents.
Legend.
Yeah, from a house fire. Unfortunately, his dog named Hammer wasn't able to make it, and the dog is the one that actually woke him up by barking.
Damn,
because
that's
of
cool.
yeah. I mean, it's
Sucks he
sad.
died,
Yeah,
yeah.
But he's alive, and
Legend, dude.
he was out for a bit. He woke up, but now he had to go back again because he has pneumonia.
Pneumonia ain't good,
I know,
especially
dude.
at his age. But good for him, man.
Yeah,
Absolute
dude.
legend. King of ground and pound. The best.
Have you seen this clip yet of John Jones and Tom Aspinall meeting at the Arnold?
Yeah, he puts his hands on him and like
And
Jones
then he-
takes it off. And then Jones refused to do a face off with him.
Yep. So you already know. I'm sure everyone has watched this clip. I don't want to actually play it, but yeah. Jones takes his hand off, and then he wants to do a face off. Jones says, "No, maybe next time." But he was down to take a picture with him.
That's
And-
cool. Aspinall went over to him.
Yeah, and Jones was actually really cool with him. You know?
Yeah, Jones, he's not like some demonic evil dude.
No.
You know, he's a cool dude.
But yeah, they were saying in this ESPN MMA Instagram that that's him checking his reach by putting his hand on his shoulder.
People overthinking it.
I know, but it's just funny.
You want to do a quick picture? Face off? He said, nah, man. Damn, he was like, absolutely not. Interesting. I wonder why he didn't want to face off with him.
It's kind of like that alpha kind of thing, right? If he's asking him a question, he's like, "No, don't want to do
He's
it."
like, not happening, don't Playboy. Because that builds the fight. John's like, we'll see. Let me get through Stipe.
So Scott Coker, since PFL bought Bellator, he's starting a new organization.
Hell yeah, we need another one.
You joking? What? You seriously joking?
Joking.
All right. Fight night at the
There's not enough fights going around. We need more MMA.
But Scott was like the best at like getting talent, man. He had like all champions.
until you got to
Ronda.
Bellator. Until you got to Bellator.
That was tough for you.
Yeah.
But Strikeforce, he did really well.
Strikeforce is fantastic.
Yeah. San Jose, where he's from too, or that's where he did a bunch of different fights at
And who's fight night at the Tech?
the Tech. Yeah.
And the league's just
They said
called
it's gonna
Fight
be
Night?
a mid pro kind of thing, not like hardcore.
Well, no, it'd be pro.
But I mean,
These
like
are all pro fighters. It's like-
mid level.
Of course.
Yeah.
It'd be like LFA. So a lot of his fighters will get into the UFC and PFL and stuff in one championship. That's cool. Scott's the best.
He's still doing it. Jose Aldo, he retired in
Interesting.
2022, I think, and then now he's back fighting at UFC 301 against Jonathan Martinez.
Go to Jonathan Martinez record? Mm-hmm. Tough fight. Oh, he's the cat that beat Adrian Yanez.
Yeah.
And he beat Sed Nurmagomedov and Kep Swans. Okay. This is a tough
Oh, he's a tough
fight.
dude, yeah. And this is Jose's last fight, Marab, which
Nothing wrong with Marab
no,
loss.
of course not. But he won against Font, Munoz,
Beat Font, Munoz,
Cheeto. But that was kind of like,
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, not an easy test for Aldo at all.
no.
Yeesh. Well,
We'll see what
at
happens.
least, that Brazil car so far isn't blowing anybody's hair back. Let's see what they do with it.
And Jack Della Maddalena, apparently he broke his arm kind of like in the first half of the fight against Gilbert.
Wow,
Yeah.
still got it done.
And still, yeah.
He's such a stud. Snap my arm clean off. Wow. The problem is that's going to be a while.
That's it. That's a full break, yeah.
Full fracture, yeah. So we're not going to see him for a hot second.
Yeah. And remember we did this last week, that the Russian Q&A thing, the guy who was asking about how many would you actually bone Kayla or whatever. So
Yeah, I saw
Kayla
this.
eventually found out about it,
I
and
know,
she was actually like I didn't know this, but she was a
Domestic or
sexual.
yes, survivor.
Yeah, exactly. What do you call
Sexual
it?
survivor?
No, it's called something else. I just can't think of it right now. But yeah, so she
No,
survived that.
And those family maybe
Oh,
quit
Survivor.
with the live. Maybe quit with the live Q&As.
Especially if it's a different language, someone has to be there to translate.
Or just quit in general.
You don't like them?
No, like people talking shit to the fighters. Like there's no.
Oh yeah, sometimes they're super drunk and they do.
No,
crazy
it's
stuff,
regulated. Yeah, it's a bit of a shit show. That's UFC.
Yeah. So survivor sexual abuse.
Freedom of
sadly.
speech. I get it, but also we can't let.
Yeah, and then she mentioned this as well. It's disrespectful. Would you ever hear a female get asked how many times would you have sex with Alex Pajea?
Oh, you'll see that. Just keep doing these live Q&As. We'll get there.
Eventually?
Yeah, we'll get there. But I get her point.
Yeah. This is a real quick one. It's not about Perillo mostly. It's I think Chito Vera accused O'Malley of greasing.
But then that, I could understand if he was like taking them down, they're like submissions. But when you're getting just, and I love Cheeto. Cheeto's my boy.
course.
But when
He's
you're just
great.
getting punched in the face, greasing has nothing to do with it. So that's a bonehead argument. And then what's his coach said, if
If it was a fight,
that's how you know you lost. Everyone goes, if there was no time, Diaz
yeah.
fans did this with Leon Edwards. If this was in the street, you'd die. Oh, it's a sport though, and there's clocks and rounds for a reason. That's how you know you lost the fight.
This next one is Teddy Atlas saying that Sean O'Malley would actually beat a lot of pro boxers, and this is his reasoning.
He's that good of a boxer. His legs are good. Yeah, his footwork's ridiculous. Striking ability, his combination of technically sound and pure. His hands are fast. His ring IQ is super high. Yep. Tremendous counter puncher, a pure counter puncher. He's got a long jab. He's that set.
Yeah, and you know how like he's been in talks, in the news about wanting to
Tank.
fight. Yeah,
Ryan
Tank,
Garcia.
Devin Haney, all these people.
Yeah. I mean, I love me some sugar, but that's a tall order there. All right, let's take a little break, kids. Happy Monday. This episode of the Shop Show is brought to you by the one, the only Happy Hippo. Happy Hippo helps you tackle a tough schedule, get your mind right. Whatever task at hand, you will get it done. You get in the zone. It gives you that good mood feeling. They got their shots, their high energy shots. They got taffy. They got K-dips. They got powders. They got gummies. They got pills. Whatever you need in order to get your Happy Hippo, they got you covered. It's the best on the planet. Go to happyhippo.com. Promo code is THICC24 for 20% off for life. That's happyhippo.com. THICC24 for 20% off for life. This episode of the Shop Show is also brought to you by the one, the only Caged Elite supplement brand. The only supplement you need. I wish I had it when I was competing as an athlete, but it's all good. Whatever sport you're in, this is third-party tested for banned substances, so you don't have to worry about any of that weird stuff going on, getting busted for if USADA's coming, whatever regulatory testing is coming, you can trust Caged because they got clean formulas. That's what separates them from the rest of the field. The supplement field is vast, and it's filled with all sorts of weird companies, not Caged. They get no colors or flavors from artificial sources, patented key ingredients, never generic alternatives. For example, like pure calf, organic caffeine, instead of synthetic caffeine. You don't want that fake stuff. You want the real stuff. And their organic caffeine lasts so much longer. And you're talking about a coffee connoisseur here, so I live off caffeine. The organic caffeine is fantastic. Their pre-workout elite will get you so ready to work out and push them weights around the gym. The energy, the pumps, the focus, it's unmatched by any other pre-work. Try a pre-workout compared to Caged Pre-Workout Elite and get back to me. It will blow your socks off in the best way. They got Hydration Elite, which I use all the time. The protein tastes incredible. Easy, quick thing to get your protein daily fix. Then the Mindset is the best nootropic I've ever used. The Mindset Elite with the caffeine. You mix the caffeine with nootropics, you're off and cooking, dude. It's the best of the best. They're there for you when you're ready to train harder, live healthier, and become the strongest version of yourself. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Go to cage.com, use the code SCHAUB, SCHAUB, for 20% off. Let's get back to the program, Chin.
Alrighty. So this is a pretty long video from Colby Covington.
I watched it. It was a very Colby call out, and he had the 3 stipulations.
And he went deep too. Like he went hard.
He went hard as well, but that's Colby. Like if you're gonna poke the bear, you know you're gonna get a bunch of mud back thrown your way. It's just that's what you set up when you do a Colby fight. You know it's gonna get super dark, super dirty. It's just what he does. Then Ian Gary responded, which I thought was almost better. Perfect response. he said whoever loses has to say I quit and you retire inside the octagon. I like the stakes here. This thing writes itself. If I'm the UFC, take my money. Especially with Jack Della Mendola out. JDM's out. Ian Gary, Colby, take my freaking money. Now I wanted Ian versus Michael Venom Page, but Colby, especially with this trash talk, this thing's gonna sell.
Hell yeah.
They hate each other. He's going after his wife, which doesn't seem to affect Ian that much. And if Colby does agree to the freaking retirement, bro, you tell me you wouldn't watch that? One and done? That'd be sick.
And he's kind of like at that crossroads, right?
And it's a perfect fight for Ian, right? He had all that weird toxic social media stuff going on, but his personal life. He has so many haters, but who has more haters than him? Probably Colby Covington. And if he's the guy to make him retire and go away, it's a win-win for Ian Gary.
I love the fight, yeah.
Love the fight. Fantastic fight.
Conspiracy hat real quick. Do you think that they talk behind the scenes or just straight up just hating each other?
No, straight up hating each other. No.
All right. So Bo Nickel was supposed to be the second fight on the main card.
Yeah,
but then there was like backlash from the fans saying like,
because they were going to be ahead of Charles Oliveira.
Yeah. So there's backlash, and then now he's the first fight.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, it made sense. Even him on the main card was like, bless you.
He should definitely be on the main card. He's the most talented person on that main card, and he's also the next big thing. So all other leagues do this. They showcase their the next in line. Mm-hmm. That's all the UFC is doing. People are upset about this. Are idiots. Bo Nickel's justified. Now, Cody Brundage could give us a little more of a test. It gives a little more flavor, especially for UFC 300. And Bo's there already. Like, how long are we just gonna? Like I said, they're doing this on purpose. Because that middleweight division's kind of bottlenecked at the top. So it's like a dog on a leash. They'll just hold him back. Like, here's a little treat. Here's Cody. He's going to eat him alive. And they're just waiting because they don't want him to take out all these stars yet. It's just a matter of time. They're just holding him back. He should be on UFC 300 without a doubt, main card. But I agree with the Charles Oliveira, Armin Tarsukian. Don't do that. Armin Tarsukian, Sarukian, they shouldn't be over him.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I'm not going to play the audio here, but this is a fan asking John Jones to kick him, and
whatever it takes to get the views on the gram.
So he kicks him here. You'll see. That's pretty hard, right? I'm sure he can
back to the hamstring too.
More. And then he goes one more time.
Oh,
does that, right?
Oh,
and then you can see the footage afterwards. He's on crutches, and then check this out. It's all welted and bruised up.
At least he didn't break anything.
Yeah.
Remember when Forrest kicked that dude and broke his leg?
Did he?
Yeah, man. Forrest kicked the dude at the UFC headquarters and broke his leg. Hell
Gabby Garcia.
Hell yeah.
6'2", 200 something pounds. She's
Hell
going to return to MMA in April.
Where at?
Actually, Rising Fort.
Centurion FFC is coming. Centurion. Okay.
Yeah. I was watching her older fights too. And it was insane. She's just killing like these
She's fun to watch.
tiny people.
Yeah, she's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Dern gave her all she could handle.
Didn't Mackenzie win? I think she did.
Yeah, I think she beat her.
Yeah, BJJ. This is just Mike Tyson's, he says the second day of training for Jake Paul. And there's him hitting mitts.
Getting ready for you.
This is all good and it's going to sell the fight, but we saw the same stuff against Roy Jones. Was he moving that way against Roy Jones? We saw this exact same mitt work. Everyone's like, oh my God, he's going to kill him. He's going to knock his head off. We all fall for it. Everyone's like, good luck against a 57-year-old Mike Tyson, Jake. Okay. Jake's what, 27? 57? There's nothing we can do for your cardio. There's nothing we can do. Mike Tyson has if this is a real boxing match, it seems like it is, at 57, there's nothing we can do. But I don't care about mitts. Like, Callan's going to watch this, D'Elia, and they're like, oh my God, Rogan, oh my God, he looks like a savage. I see this, I'm like, yeah, we saw this when he fought Roy Jones. Did he look that way when he fought Roy Jones? Did you see the similar product?
Yeah, but that was also exhibition, only hitting the body. It was just lame.
No matter what the rules, did you see that type of movement inside the ring? In any facet?
Definitely not that, but
But what? That was 3 years ago.
Didn't he get better after that though?
At 57, Chin.
I could have sworn.
This is why it works.
Let's look at how he looked.
Oh, there it is. There's the fan base. Well, no, he got better at 57. Oh, no, it doesn't work that way. Father Time goes, no, dude. Let's add 3 more years to your life.
Actually, he looked pretty. Yeah, he actually was in shape there. So, all right. You got a point, dude.
And you think he's going to be better 3 years. When was that fight? Does it say? Am I right in 3 years ago? Maybe it's 2 years ago. It's all blur.
2020.
4 years ago. My bad. That was 4 years ago. So do we think Mike Tyson got faster, quicker, more powerful
According to the footage.
4 years ago?
You know what? It's going to be fun to watch regardless.
No, I think it's gonna be fun to watch. But if it's a real fight,
Yeah.
and listen, we all love Mike Tyson. He is a founding father. He is one of the scariest men to ever do it. But a 27-year-old Jake Paul should not lose this fight.
Yeah. I hear you.
But who knows what they're gonna do? But I love that. That's how it works. Oh man, he looks great in the mitts, dude. He looks better than 4 years ago.
They got me doing damn mitt work. It got me.
Yeah, that's why they leak it. Because like my dad, I see that, I'm like, Tyson's gonna rip his head off. Correct, Peter. By the fight. That's why they leak that for this exact thing.
Of course. It's, yeah.
For this exact, because if you hear 50 cents, because if you're a casual like my dad, and you're like, Mike Tyson at 50 cents to me a nightmare. I go, Dad, check him hitting mitts. And you go, whoa, that's old vintage Mike Tyson. Yeah, buy the fight. Oh, I'm buying it. He's gonna knock this kid out. Yeah, buy it. And then you're in for a rude awakening.
You think he takes him past the first round then, Jake?
Oh yeah, he's not gonna knock him out in the first round.
Well, we should bet on that one too. I don't really think Mike Tyson's going to win, but it would be fun just to bet like a
I can see Jake win by decision.
decision.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Cardio's been an issue, and all bets are predicated. That's a real
Fight. Yeah.
straight up
Not
fight.
an exhibition.
If it's like the body thing or whatever the hell, then all bets are off. If it's a real fight, I'll take Jake. If it's this weird entertainment sparring thing, I'm out. No bets are off. I'll still watch it. But as far as our bet, it has to be a real fight.
Okay.
That it, brother?
The last one. You mentioned Tyson Pedro earlier, how he retired, and the money thing, you remember the whole money thing? So literally, was it a week or two after that, he signed with a boxing promotion because he wants to do boxing. And I'm guessing it's because he's going to make way more money.
He has a
probably.
family. You think Tyson Pedro wants to fight at his age in boxing? These guys have to do this.
I'm saying retiring from UFC to do this.
This is the avenue. Yeah, because you're going to make more money. This is the avenue. This is what these guys have to do.
But that is it.
All right,
We
man.
have some fights. That's it for this weekend, though.
Rose is back. Thug Rose is back. We talked a little bit about it. Schaub, my boy. I hope he gets the damn thing done. Billy's fighting. Yeah, it's a fight night, at the Apex. It is what it is. We have a live Fighting the Kid March 29th. That's a Friday. One show only at 7:30. Brian Callen, myself, very special guest. March 29th at the Vulcan, the Fathership. We will be there March 29th, live in Austin. Tune in. Get your tickets right now, Austin. That's it, kids. Thanks for all the birthday wishes. Happy birthday, Casey. Thanks for tuning in. That's it. Be nice to each other. Love you guys. I'm out.